Welcome to Master the Game. I'm Juice, and today is day one of the Master the Game 30-day world building challenge. Today, we are going to be talking about setting and genre. So let's get started. So the very first thing you should be thinking about when you're coming up with your world is the genre. Now, for me, my world is for tabletop RPGs. It's for fantasy because I run mostly fantasy games such as Dungeons & Dragons, Pathfinder, Dragon Age, Fantasy Age, and games along those lines. Now, with that, the type of game I want to be able to run could vary. I might want to do something more low-key, gritty, urban, or I might want to do something sprawling and epic, or, where you travel the world. And so to me, that's going to be very important with what I do in my world. Right off the bat, I'm going to tell you most of my world is going to be built on the premise that it's an epic fantasy. It's going to be high fantasy, high magic, and your players should be able to explore the depths of that. Now, I do kind of want to implement some technology into it, but nothing that's going to alter the economy or anything like that too drastically. I still want it to feel more like a little bit like medieval fantasy, right? That's where I still want it to lean because that's the kind of game I enjoy. I don't want, laser guns going around and things like that. However, I do want to have the options for, powdered weapons in my setting, but I want it to be rare. So again, all this stuff is kind of going to be incorporated into my world. Now, again, because I want to be able to tell a variety of different types of stories, such as being able to have games that are really gritty, lethal, hard to pull themselves out of the muck, right, out of the low ends of society, I need to factor that in through things like the economy or maybe even how things work from a level up standpoint, right? In my personal games that I run games that are more milestone rather than XP. And that gives me a little more control on how quickly players, their characters get powerful. Now, in my setting, I've never run a game that went up to level 20. In fact, I think the highest my players have ever gotten was about level 8. So right now, at this moment in my setting, that is where the most epic heroes are, right? That's once you hit that level 8 area in, say, 5e D&D. That is about where you can expect to come across some of the toughest monsters in my setting at this time. Or not even that, just that when you look at the heroes of the past, that's about where they were topped off at, right? So I do have like an overall tone of my world. It's a very old world, right? It's been through many eras. And with some of the more recent eras, the history is there. They've been able to track it. But some of the older eras have been lost to time due to new gods coming in and changing the whole world. Cataclysms, all sorts of things happening throughout my world's history. Over these eras, variety of things have happened. And, we don't know the old history, right? And all of that's meant to be a mystery. Whether it comes to the surface in the games that my players play or not, we will see. But I love to incorporate the unknown into my personal home games. And so that is something I want to be able to do. And it allows me to just sometimes say, hey, here's this thing. I haven't even come up with a reason why yet, but it's there. So hopefully, though, throughout this month, we are going to be able to come up with more reasons why things are there and justify it throughout. I'm really excited about this. I think that by the end of this, I'm going to be thrilled with what comes out on the other end. And I can't wait to hear what you guys come up with. This is just day one. So tell me in the comments below, what genre and what is your setting like? Just a brief little summary. It doesn't have to be long, just a couple paragraphs, maybe a page. But if you feel like going deeper, go for it. If you want to discuss it more in depth, head on over to our Discord. And if you want to see my write-ups about my 30-day world, head on over to Patreon, become a patron for as little as $1 a month, and I will share this overall project with you guys at the end of this 30 days. This is Master of the Game. I am Juice. Game on.